Hello everyone, welcome to Slice of Nirvana podcast, a podcast that will bring in the best from the wellness industry. And today's podcast is Podcast with a View, where I'm sharing the space with Mr. Sumesh, who's been a wellness expert for over 3 decades. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Deepti. Thank you for this kind introduction. And
so happy to have you here.
Such a pleasure to have this conversation with you.
All right, so let's get into the conversation. Tell us, sir, about your wellness journey. You come from a state of magnificent beauty, Ayurveda, and medical therapies, and now you've been in Dubai for over 3 decades. Tell us about your wellness journey.
Yes, actually, I came to Dubai way back in 1996 when I was 21 years after my hotel school. And I come from this beautiful land of Kerala. And I've been in luxury hospitality for a very long time in operations, management, sales and marketing. But I moved into well-being space very organically.
Okay.
So I've been the director of well-being for the Retreat Palm Dubai MGallery by Sofitel, which is actually the region's first 5-star wellness resort. And Dubai Tourism has started a new category called Wellness for 5-star hotels.
Okay.
So now I'm on the board of the ASA Ayurveda Wellness Clinic, which is positioned within the Retreat Palm Dubai MGallery by Sofitel.
So Dubai is promoting wellness tourism to everybody around the world. And what do you think? What is it that is so unique that Dubai is bringing in this space?
So everybody travels, beyond time and space to be happy.
Yes.
And now a lot of people, especially after the COVID pandemic, people are facing a lot of low energy emotions and difficulty navigating emotions. So people want to get into meaningful holidays.
Sure.
And Dubai has a vision. So it's the His Highness Sheikh Hamdan's vision to attract more than 500,000 well-being tourists into Dubai.
Wow.
And now this hotel actually sits on an energy vortex, a geopathic location, which immediately helps you reconnect with yourself.
Beautiful.
And we have curated a lot of programs and retreats like detox and cleanse retreat, yoga mindfulness, emotional wellness retreat, which is combined with nutrition, healthy food.
Okay.
So people can actually travel to Dubai with a specific well-being objective.
So they get the full retreat for a couple of days. How do you guys organize it usually?
So it could be from 3 days. It could be also a 24-hour experience. Or it could be 3 days,
so
5.
From day to a month?
Yes, it can be 3, 5, 7, 14 or 21 days.
Okay.
And actually, if you look at it globally, wellness tourism is actually booming. And in Dubai specifically, we have this beautiful space, a beautiful 5-star wellness resort. And we're combining 3 major protocols. One is luxury hospitality.
Sure.
Combining it with holistic protocols and medical protocols, because the wellness clinic that we have inside the hotel is a DHA licensed facility, which is Dubai Health Authority licensed facility, where we have licensed medical practitioners. So we have an Ayurveda.
So this clinic comes from of course, it's Ayurveda. So do you bring in the best from the world? Like, are you bringing in a particular clinic, or is it like standalone, or have you tied up with somebody?
So this is part of a much larger wellness retreat, which is actually in Kerala. It's called the Tigris Valley Wellness Retreat.
Beautiful.
Which is a beautiful property which is located in about 7 acres within a township which is over 100 acres. So that is actually an NABH accredited hospital with over 25 doctors, 5 full-time doctors, access to Unani Medical College and Homeo Medical College, and about 125 staff with 55 rooms. So ASA Clinics is actually the satellite clinic of the parent company, which is Tigris Valley Wellness Retreat. And we are looking at creating centers in Canada, in UK, in Malaysia and Dubai, all with an objective to help people and promote physical, mental and emotional well-being.
So this was my next question, that what do you specialize in? It is more about emotional well-being. Are you also focusing on medicinal therapies? What is the main focus of the clinic?
Now, we are inspired by UN SDG 3, which is Good Health and Well-being.
Sure.
And we are also inspired by the UAE National Well-being Strategy. So when even before we zoom down to physical, mental or emotional, I am happy to say that we are implementing the well-being policy, which is clearly created by the longevity policy makers, which is instilling purpose in people, promoting physical, mental and emotional well-being, improving relationships, which is very important. So it's not just about improving relationships with others, it's also equally important to fall in love with ourselves, fall in love with taking care of ourselves, igniting the inner spark and the real relationship that we have with ourselves. And then automatically it's all about infinite human potential. So a lot of experiences that we have curated into luxury hospitality are rituals which creates conscious moments where with awareness we are able to connect more into our state of being. Because if we look at our dimension, we're not just looking at the body, we're looking at the body, mind and going beyond. You want to call it spirit, you want to call it God, guru, self-consciousness, we would rather call it being. So everything is actually helping us go back to the source, go back home to ourselves, not at the ego level where we are always limited.
But connecting with the self, being.
Yes.
So tell me, what is the behavioral difference in wellness seekers that you've seen pre-COVID and now? Do you see there's a huge difference?
Now, most of the people, I would say, if you look at certain patterns, we definitely seeing a lot of demand for mental and emotional well-being. Because people are finding it extremely difficult to manage the stress and anxiety that they are facing at workplaces, difficulty managing digital well-being, or having the ability to cut off, work-life balance. And most of the corporates, there is no real connection. There is no real trust or connection or real love, or many are not really connected to the purpose. So because of all this, many corporates have actually become like cancer factories where they are, breeding a lot of low energy emotions. I don't want to use the word good or bad.
So I want to connect to that point when you mention about energy. How do you think that, when we are looking for any wellness journey, whether it is meditation, yoga or emotional well-being, why do you think, or do you think that energy plays a very important role? For example, if you are learning something from somebody, and how do you know that person's energy is good enough for you? How do you come to know that?
Listen to your own body. Your body tells you everything, because we are all moving vortexes of energy. We are not static matter. Of course, we have a body at a...
But then comes the aura. Not everyone is in that strong aura space. Some of us are, some of them maybe not. So what do they do? Like, how do they figure out that, this doesn't seem right for me? The energy doesn't fit in?
So the emotions that we embody when we meet somebody tells us everything. So if we really listen to our body will tell us, is this place making me feel more relaxed, making me feel more expansive, making me feel more free and more happier? Or is it like,
taking away the energy?
Which is making me feel a bit dark, or making me feel constricted, which doesn't allow me to expand. So thoughts and emotions is basically EMF. So the thoughts in the mind is basically neurons firing in a certain pattern in the frontal cortex of the brain, and that's electrical energy. And positive mind psychology says we have more than 70,000 thoughts which come into our mind. And most of us are either in a linear construct of time, either in the past, present or future. These thoughts can be in the dimension of the past, or we could be constantly thinking about the future. But life happens right now. So how do we bring ourselves into this deep, infinite micro moment of now, right? Where we can be happy, blissful, joyful, right? And for every thought in the mind, there is a corresponding emotion that we embody. So it's never about the other person actually. It's all about us. So ask me, how am I feeling, Deepti?
Yes, so for example, if you're in a happy and a joyful state right now, you will attract those kind of people, or you would automatically start to feel like that. I believe that what you're saying, that if you are in a space of that well-being, that happy space, you're ready to accept things rather than expecting something, be open to the idea. So of course that makes sense. However, sometimes you just get into a space where things doesn't fit right, and you feel this is not for me. And then how do you switch?
So like how the circumstances, how the vortex can have an impact on us, we can have an indirect impact on the vortex as well.
Okay.
So
That's interesting to know.
yes. So the more we are aware, the more we are self-aware about what are we feeling right now, irrespective of the other person. So our happiness does not come from our partner. It does not come from possessions, material possessions.
It's a within journey.
It's all about being connected with ourselves.
Yes.
It's to be plugged with the source, which means actually if you break it down into simple words, it's all about how we are able to truly be more
grounded,
be more aware.
Yeah.
And and grounding is actually about letting go of the emotion. If you watch a baby crying, even before the tears have actually dried from the face, the child starts laughing.
Yes.
So it's all about being natural, being spontaneous, and being in the moment, because that's where life happens. So unless we are able to bring ourselves into the moment of now, into the deep infinite micro moment, so most of the people move from past, present to future. The thoughts in the past lead to either guilt or regret.
Is it right to say that when you are feeling certain emotions, whether it's good, bad, happy,
There is nothing good or bad.
Yeah.
There is low energy and high energy.
and high energy. So
Yes.
if we talk about that, is it okay to feel what you're feeling, sit with that thought, and not just go and explore that what should I do about it? Like, let time pass.
Everything is welcome. All emotions are welcome. This feeling of resentment, anger, or frustration, or sadness, or we don't have any hope at all. Whatever we are feeling in this moment,
So we should accept it, embrace
just
it.
observe it.
Yeah.
Just observe it.
Okay.
Now, the major difficulty which people have is, how do I process these emotions? How do I disentangle from these emotions? Right? Because we are so one with that emotion. So Deepti, please ask me, how am I? Please.
Yeah, how are you today?
Thank you. This encourages. This question is a beautiful question.
Yes, absolutely.
So this encourages me to look into myself. To check on myself with my inner eye. What emotions am I embodying at the moment? Right. So I was earlier one with that anger or that whatever emotion I was experiencing. The moment I look at my own emotion, I need to check on my body with my inner eye.
Right.
And to observe, I need to go back home to my natural state of light and bliss. And the moment I observe my emotion, this strong emotion, which I was so identified and entangled with, it becomes the object. It becomes a scenery, and I go back to the seer.
So it's no more important.
It is important,
Okay.
but there is a gap between the object and the subject.
Subject.
So it disentangles, it moves away,
Understood.
and it's reduced to a mere sensation in the body, and it disappears.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Now, who are we to control the emotions?
Exactly.
If I tell you these emotions are not ours, these thoughts are not ours, because we are so identified with them, right?
Yeah, but belief system.
Is it okay? Can you digest that? Can you digest that if I tell you that your emotions and thoughts that you are experiencing are not yours?
It is. I think I.
Will you
know
agree
that.
with me?
I would. Right now, I would agree to you. But there was a time when I did not.
Yeah.
I didn't believe that could be possible.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it all boils down to the belief system that we have come with. We have been happy, sad, feeling angry, etc. because of the circumstances, because of the people around us. It's mostly not coming from us, right? And I think that's the beautiful discovery which people need to figure out, that it is the self journey. It is from within that you need to figure out what's really for you, or is it coming from somewhere else?
Well, I wouldn't even blame the people around us. I wouldn't blame a partner. I wouldn't blame the boss.
Yeah.
I would actually say it is just a dance of the 5 elements at the subtle level.
Absolutely.
At the gross level, body is made up of trillions of cells. Every moment, we are not static matter. Every moment, millions of cells die and new ones are born. But at the subtle level, all of us, we come from dust and we go back to dust.
Absolutely.
So all of us are made up of the same 5 elements, which is the earth element, the water element,
Fire.
the fire, the air,
Ether.
and the mind is linked to the etheric space.
Yes.
So whenever there is an imbalance in these 5 elements, the thoughts and emotions, they arise, experience, and subside.
So what are the best ways to balance these 5 elements that you just mentioned?
So it's exactly like the ocean, right? Behind us we see this beautiful ocean, right?
Yeah.
When the wind blows, there are bubbles and there are waves.
Yeah.
So the very nature of the thoughts and emotions is it has to arise, experience, and subside,
Sure.
like the waves. Now be the ocean, don't be the drop.
Interesting. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So its nature is to
So
arise.
be the ocean.
Yeah, be the ocean.
Okay.
Be deep like an ocean. Be the observer. Go into a state of being. every emotion is welcome, every emotion or a thought is welcome. I will be in a heightened state of observation where I will be mindful, where I will savor each micro moment, where I will be able to see what I do and where I will be able to hear what I say.
You used a very powerful word, which is mindful. Now, being mindful is not an easy journey, right? It takes a while to get to that. What are the quick tricks that we can tell people out here who are listening to this podcast?